Oh my God, we're back on the air. There's a lot of firsts in America these days. Impeach, impeach, impeach. The first time in history you have a president impeached for no crimes. He was impeached on the grounds that I don't like you. Your nose is too long. You like too much coffee, Mr. President. Hey, you don't like women. Hey, you're a racist president. Hey, that's abuse of power. Hey, hey, hey. First time in America, there's a woman as the Speaker of the House. Did you expect much better than that? I'm sorry about that. I got a wife who is a woman, not a man. I don't believe in man's wife. That is not right. You can't have a man as your wife. I got a wife who is a woman, 100% woman. God made her that way. And she's not a transgender either. she was born a man and they converted a woman. That's a serious conversion. She's born a woman and has maintained her womanhood. Or it should be changed into womanship. So, I'm sorry, my wife, I apologize. But the first time from January 1997, I think, you got a woman Speaker of the House. And the first time in history, history is made in America. A president is impeached without committing a crime. The only thing you can find to put on the articles of impeachment are number one, abuse of power. And what's the other one? Obstructing of justice. That's a matter to laugh about. That's a big joke, And now you're saying, I'm not going to send the articles of impeachment over to the Congress because I want to sit on them and hatch a bit more cockroach eggs. So Nancy's going to call Adam Schiff over and Mr. Nadler over and say, oh, help me to hatch some more cockroach eggs out of this articles of impeachment. I will not send him over to the senators yet. They're too cold. We want to warm them up. That they would hatch some more cockroaches. Cockroaches is a snake. I'm just using an old word based on the King James Version of the Bible. So it's a laughing matter in America. And the world is laughing at America right now. Why did you put a woman in there to be Speaker of the House? Don't you expect madness and craziness? Oh, I'm sorry about that. My wife, I apologize to you, but it's the reality. The first time a woman is in the house, it's chaos, it's confusion, and it is a headache. Now, let's get serious about this thing though. We're not going to make any more jokes about Nancy Pelosi, except it's uttermost necessary. Now, let me tell you now. America is a powerful nation. God made America to be great, and America has become great. But there are two presidents, especially in last 20 years, who decided that America is too great, let's cut her down. First one was Bill Clinton. So he went in the White House, a lot of stupid things. He came first with his manifesto as a very intelligent guy. His speech was polished. And there's no way, who was running against him? Was it George? I don't remember who was running against Bill Clinton. But you could not compete with Bill Clinton the way he was a polished, well-spoken lawyer, well put together. With his wife, of course, beside him. So I need to correct myself. No. Hillary Clinton came out with a polished husband beside her because Hillary Clinton is Jezebel and Bill Clinton is Ahab of Israel. Read your Bible, read your Bibles. If you find out that you're not reading a Bible, you will not be wise. You'll be doing foolishness and stupid things that Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Obama, and all those guys. You don't love God, you can't do things right. You cannot be wise if you don't love God. Okay. So here Hillary Clinton is the witch, the great witch of America, who stood beside her husband and made him president. And after a while, she became the Secretary of State, the great Secretary of State of America. All that created a lot of madness in America. America began to go downhill, riding right over the edge of the abyss to plunge therein. That's what Bill Clinton began to cause in America. An escalation of stupidness, sins, immorality. I mean, look what happened in the White House. Lewinsky was a case in point. That came out in the public, in the White House. All of that was happening with Bill Clinton in the White House. You don't put people like that in the White House. They have intellect of man, but no knowledge of God. Don't you ever trust a man who doesn't have the knowledge of God, number one. And at least he doesn't have the knowledge of God, right? And then he's not calling you who have the knowledge of God to come and help him. That's a stupid person. How can you rule a country without God? Don't you look at Soviet Union back in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s? Don't you see what they did without God? So how you think you're going to rule your country without God and follow them? You're not thinking right. We don't need you in the leadership. Those guys who omit God out of their lives are unfit for presidency. Nancy Pelosi is unfit because she doesn't have God in her life. She's a liar, witch, deranged person. At best, Nancy is an old woman who is suffering from dementia. Nancy should be taken care of now. Take her out of public life and put Nancy in a place that you call an old age home. That's what we call it in Jamaica. In America, probably you call it sanctuary for the aged. That's a bit better, you know. Sounds better that way. You don't need to have Nancy in a place of leadership. Don't you see what's happening? It's chaos, confusion, madness is in the House of Representatives. First time in America, a woman is president. First time in America. You're going to president impeach for nothing. What's the crime? We're going to impeach him and then we're going to dig the files and try to find a crime to attach to the impeachment. That's what happens. You're not following the news if you don't know that's what happens. Nancy Pelosi and Adam Schiff and how you spell that guy's name? Is it N with T or I don't know, it sounds like SAT. You have that guy now with Nadler or the Three Stooges leading the nation as if they know more than us all. Hey, everybody in America knows it's a stunt. There's no such thing as impeaching the president. He has done nothing worthwhile impeach. If not, every other president in history is worthy of being impeached. You're going to dig them up back and impeach them because every president at some time pushes his own agenda. You're a human being. You must have something that you want. And the law, the American Constitution, gives the president the right to have certain rights. He's a president. The government is established upon three arms, powerful arms: the legislature, the executive, and the the law, the legal aspect of it. The president is the executive. He has executive rights. The people in the Congress who would impeach and pass the laws and so, they are the legislature. And the judiciary is the courts, the Supreme Courts. Those are the three arms of government. They balance each other. So the president has certain rights and he can assert the rights. If the president conflicts with the House of Representatives, then they take it to the court. You don't try to resolve a fight in the House. That's not the purpose of the Senate. The Senate was established by the Founding Fathers, having foreseen a situation where the president, who is the executive, would clash with the legislature, who is the Congress and the congressmen and all of that, the House of Representatives. It is human beings. Tempers will flare where the legislature, the senators and the House of Representatives and all of that, they'll have animosity. It's human to have animosity. You do me something, it doesn't have to be bad, but I just don't like it. I'm not going to like you for that. That's human nature. The Founding Fathers knew that. And they knew that the president could do something that hurts another person of the legislature or of the House. And that person would want to impeach the president, not based on a crime, but based on a personal vendetta. So the purpose of the Senate, it was established to prevent that from happening. So any grievances in the House between the president, who is the executive, and the legislature, which is the House members, should be taken to the Senate for resolution. The Senate is a balancing body that keeps the House of Representatives basically balanced with the president, okay? So you put a woman in there and now there's chaos because she's upset at president. I don't know what, she probably had some relationship with the president when they were young people. I hope you didn't hear that. And so she doesn't want that man in there. But it's deeper than that. I'm just joking. She's not really driven by her own personal agenda because the left is the real problem in this country. The leftists, the people who are gone on the left, far left, they're communists. And so they want a one world government. They want the, you know, New World Order to take over the world. And all of that has roots in the United Nations and the European Union. They're pushing for these things right now. Okay? So Pelosi is not really acting on her own. She's being pushed from behind. You don't know the persons who are behind her pushing it. But she comes all the way back from Clinton and Obama and all those guys. They're all one worlders. They want one world government. Okay? So Pelosi is acting on their behalf. Hillary Clinton, all of those guys want a one world government. So they want no borders, but they want abortion and they want, homosexuality and they want prostitution and they want abortion and all of these things. That's what they stand for. They don't want no God in their lives because the philosophy of these one worlders is liberal philosophy. That means liberal means I'm liberal. What do you call it? Liberated. I'm a liberal. I'm free. Free from what? Free from God. I'm free from God's influence. So that's what these people want. Pelosi is pushing their agenda and she's just a stooge, the figurehead that they're using because she's the Speaker of the House. Now listen to me. You're the Speaker of the House. And you are the majority in the House. You can impeach a president for anything. If you drink so much coffee, you can impeach him because you have the most votes. It's simple to impeach anybody, not only the president, but a judge can also be impeached. A member of Congress, a member of the House can also be impeached. All you need is a majority vote. That's it. So the president drink too much coffee. I want to impeach him. He drinks so much coffee. He wears a red shirt. Impeach him. He should not wear a red shirt. It sounds comical. But the president was upbraiding or, rebuking or what other word he would use. He was rebuking some guys of the, games who were not bowing, saluting the American flag. I don't use the word bow, it sounds too reverent. They were not standing and saluting the American flag. Instead, they were sitting down and disrespecting the flag. That was it. Not just that they weren't standing. I think you got a right to stand or not to stand, but to show a gross, open disrespect, it's not acceptable. And the president was really rebuking them publicly. Hey, don't disrespect the American flag because in doing so, you're giving us a message. It's not the flag, that's the piece of cloth that you're disrespecting. You're disrespecting the nation and its rules and its values. That's what it translates to. People in the House are saying, impeach the president because he's rebuking these guys. Or, another time they say, impeach the president, he's being mean to the media. Also, the stupidness comes up. You got a woman in the house. I'm sorry, my wife's a woman. 100% woman. She's not a transgender. I'm certain about that. And I just have to say that the first time in America you got a woman in the house, you got problems in the house. Impeaching everybody. All right. You want me to be president, Miss Pelosi? I'm willing to be your president. I promise you, I won't disrespect your woman. I don't disrespect women. Now, this is too funny to have a straight face. You gotta have a smile on your face or something, dear God. You got a majority in the House. That's a powerful position to be in. So, it behooves us. I think the American Constitution should be revised. Examine the people who want to be leaders in the country. You can't have people impeaching the president for drinking too much coffee. That is crazy. You don't want people like that leading you. Next thing they're going to impeach you for, eating pizza or something. That's not the purpose of impeachment. It's a very serious thing. Leaders got to be sober-minded. Leaders got to be thinking right. You can't be thinking stupidly all the time. But, as I said, Pelosi is not really acting on her own ambitious agenda. She has an agenda of others behind her. The one worlders and those who are Freemasons and Illuminatis, they want a one world government. So I was saying, how are you going to have a one world government? How are you going to achieve that? The nations where we have seen a one government that has ruled, what's the name we call them? Communists. The only persons who can achieve that goal of one world government are communists. They refuse to call themselves by that name because that name rings a bell. Right to the south of Miami, 90 miles south of Miami, 100 miles south of Miami is Havana, where the nearest communist country of the world. sets up its government. And America very well know about Cuba and the problems that there are and the oppression there is in Cuba. Americans don't want communism. So these communists who are trained and well-bred communists in America, they don't want anybody to know they're a communist because immediately they are going to be rejected at the polls. So they call themselves freedom fighters or liberals, or whatever other terms to make you feel nice. Here's the trick that the communists use in America. When Obama was there, they give stuff like free health care, Obamacare. And you don't know it's a trap. They're entrapping you to love them, to vote for them because they give you free health care. To hell with the free health care. I don't want your free health care. I can work for myself and pay for my health. I don't need you to pay for my health. The trick they play on poor people and the masses who don't think for themselves. Obamacare was a fish head, we call it in Jamaica. They throw the fish head to people who are poor and they're happy to have the head of a fish for dinner on a Sunday. The best day that you have a meal or the best meal you have for the week is a Sunday. Fish head! Obamacare was a fish head. No matter what you want to say, it's a fish head to keep you quiet and to love them and to really accept them. But here is where I part company with all who loved Obama's and Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton. It all began with Bill Clinton, the one who took America downhill. But I'm going to come back to that. Where I part with you for loving these guys and voting for them and wanting them to rule over you is here. How can you have a man who promotes homosexuality, LGBT, transgenderism, and abortion? How you want that person to rule over you? You explain that to me. How is that person going to make your life better? Explain that to me. If you don't have enough morals not to kill, then what are you going to have morals for? You don't realize abortion is murder. Abortion is murder. You ever see them abort a baby? Look at the videos and you see the ultrasonograph or ultrasonogram, whatever. And you see they insert in the mother that vacuum. You see the baby vacuum to vacuum a baby out of a womb. It's an instrument with a long stick like a vacuum and it pulls in anything you put it at. So you put that in the mother's womb and the doctor looking at the monitor here and he pushing it and they look for the arm of the baby and then he sucks off the arm of the baby and that baby recalls because it's painful in there. You think the baby is in the womb doesn't have pain? The baby has pain, a severe pain. And there's blood everywhere in the womb because the baby is being pulled apart. You don't know that's how they abort babies? You don't want to know. These are the people you want to put in government to rule over you. A baby is innocent. Number one, doesn't do anything wrong. Number two, a baby is defenseless. Cannot defend himself. He's just in there in a sack in the mother's womb enjoying heaven. That's heaven for the baby. Is a little sack of water. The baby swims around and floats around. Gravity hardly has an effect on the poor little baby in there. Just turns upside down, spins around like you're in a spacecraft or something out there in space. That baby is not expecting you to insert there a vacuum and sucks off the baby hand, sucks off the baby foot, and there's no term for that in our language. Cruelty, sin, wickedness, evil. I don't know. It's just abominable. And those people not just hide and commit an abortion and then come back and apologize. Oh my God, I'm sorry, people, I did commit an abortion. They don't do that. They're going to do it publicly. They're going to get a camera and have the abortion filmed and they're going to produce it and send it to you. Look at what we do. We abort babies. We encourage you to abort babies. It's good to abort babies. Mothers, you have the right over your own bodies. Abort your babies if you want. That is not right. People who think like that murder babies who are innocent and helpless. I mean, they don't come to murder me because I got a license firearm. You can't come to murder me. I'll blow your head off. But the poor baby is in the mommy's womb, enjoying heaven, and you take that baby part by part. It would be better, to get a gun and blow somebody's brain and to pull the person part by part. How do they do that? People with that mindset cannot be good human beings. They will not be good leaders. They have a plan to abort you one day. One day they are going to take your life. It's so easy for them to take a baby's life in the mother's womb. It will be much easier. It will be like baby soup to take your life one day. The same persons you love. And they say, we give you freedom to abort your babies. We give you freedom to be homosexuals. And we give you freedom to be transgenders. And we give you freedom to be LGBT and LGBTQYXR, YAB and whatever. They are evil people. Don't have them rule over you. I'm telling you that. I'm warning you about that. You have a good president. You impeach the good president. The good president who makes your country grow, makes your economy grow. The good president who gives you jobs for the Hispanics more than they have people to fill the jobs. He gives you a job for the American Negroes, American blacks, African Americans, whatever name you call yourself, you're the same person. I'm a black man from Jamaica. I'm not afraid to be called black. Although your color is not really black, it's not a term. I'm not defined by blackness. Dear God, I'm a son of God. Wow. We need to sober up, people. Choose the right persons for government. The one who loves God, loves his Bible. Hold up the Bible. This is my mother's Bible. This is a #1 seller in the world. The world's best seller. The world's #1 best seller for years. It never changes. It's right. It never tells you to do wrong. It's always telling you to the right. Love your neighbor as yourself. That's what the president holds up. This is my mother's Bible. He wants justice for all in America. He wants righteousness for all in America. He wants peace in America, not war. He wants peace for you, protect you. That's why the president wants a Mexico wall. The president wants a wall by the Mexico border. There must be security in your country. There must be security in your city. Don't you want security? Then why do you oppose? Why oppose the president's plan to secure you in the land? That's his idea. Build a wall, a high-tech wall or something. Something needs to be there. You don't want your border open and anybody comes in. Bin Laden could have come in here. But thank God he's dead. How about ISIS? ISIS members are still around. It's estimated that there are a couple hundred ISIS members in America. Do you leave your house open and go to work and say, open house? Do you leave your windows open at night and say, open house, with your wife beside you? You're stupid to do that. So why do you think you want to leave your border of your country? What defines your country? It's a border. Not just a border on a paper, not just an ideological border. You need to have a physical structure that defines your country on the ground. It's not a matter of keeping out people out of your country. It's a matter of protecting the people you're in charge of in your country. The president is doing the right thing. He wants a border to protect you. And you impeach the good president. Something impeach your mind to do that. Let us be sober. Let us have a good country, a strong country. Make America great again. It is God at the helm, you know. You remember the man said, put God in the White House. That means God was not in there. Why? Because Obama was in there with all sorts of abomination. Obama means abomination. Obama is the Muslim word for abomination. Listen, Obama brought in all them idols of the Muslim world into the White House. Yeah. And when Trump came to the White House, Trump had a team that went and moved every one of Obama's idols out of the White House. Yep, and Obama was so upset, he went away. I like that. He should be upset. And he is to remain upset until he changes his evil ways. You know, the Bible talks about the mark of the beast, and most people in the West, in the Midwest and the Bible Belt of America, they know about these things. The mark of the beast is talking about the days when there will be a one world government raised upon the earth that will crush all humanity. That's in the Bible, you know. And people are now propagating and propagandizing their idea of a one world government. Do you know that at the headquarters of the UN in Brussels, not the UN, the EU in Brussels, there's a woman and a beast outside the headquarters. Where they get that idea from? Straight out of the Bible, it's there. The woman and the beast is a person that will rule the world empire, that will run the whole earth. That will be a Marxist communist regime. You cannot have democracy ruling in a one world government. There's no choice you have in a one world government. You don't know that's what Pelosi is after? It's the young days, they're trying it, but it won't work. God says, it's too early, Nancy. I'm going to laugh at you. So, you impeach the good president. But he's still the president, Impeaching is just words, really. Heap up dirt on him and, scorn and ridicule and laughing at him, deride him. That's what impeaching is. But if the Senate does not pass the impeachment, if the Senate does not dismiss the president out of office, you impeach him 1,000 times, he's still the president. You know that. Impeachment does not mean anything until the Senate dismisses the president. Only the Senate has the authority to do that. The process in the House of Representatives is really a political process. It has no implication whatsoever. But anyhow, let me go on another angle. Impeachment is good because it makes the president more popular in the polls. Don't you realize the polls are shooting up everywhere? The swing states, Wisconsin, Michigan, and 3 swing states where the president won in 2016. He's leading the polls again. He's leading Joe Biden and all the Democrats in those areas, the swing states, Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. The president is leading in the polls. Read the polls and stop listening to CNN. That's a stupid station. CNN is garbage. It's dump. It's rubbish. That guy there who is what's his name? Chris Cuomo. He's sick in his head. Chris Cuomo is a sick individual. How can you set your agenda to hate a president or anybody at all? Listen. Even if somebody does you the worst thing in your life, it's not a good idea to set your days to keep hammering in how bad that person is. It will never do good to you. It's when people do you good, even if you can't forgive them, forget it. Try to forget it. Don't try to regurgitate it. Don't try to demonize them. When you have a negative mentality like Chris Cuomo against the president, you can never be a successful individual. It's going to show up in your life some way, and it's going to begin eating out at your life and destroy you. Negativism destroys you. Chris Cuomo, somebody needs to send this tape to you and say, hey, you destroy yourself when you try to heap dirt on the president every day. Don't you realize his polls are going up? He's more popular than... Keep it up, Chris. Keep it up. Keep on persecuting the president. His polls are shooting up because God is listening. That's the whole point. When you persecute the righteous, God steps in and makes it impossible for you to win against him. That's one thing that looks so mysterious to me. How is it that they're doing so much evil to the president and the polls are shooting up? That's a mystery, They're doing everything to press the president down. And here's a story that fits the scenario. There's a legend, that a man had a donkey that he did not like. The donkey fits the Democratic Party, So the man he dig a big hole. It's a big hole or a deep hole, same thing. And put the donkey down in the hole. And then he began to shove the dirt up on the donkey down in the hole to cover the donkey. Guess what the donkey did? Every time the dirt comes down, the donkey steps on the dirt and rise up. So after about 10 minutes, the donkey goes back on top. Simple. You heap dirt on a person, he's going to use the same dirt you heap on him. And he's going to step on it and rise. Don't be negative. If you push negativism, it kills you. It's a law of the universe. Push positivism. Push the positive things that the president does. Now, the whole media is Illuminati and Freemason. The media of the world all tune into one single headquarters. It's called Reuters. If Reuters does not approve your news, it cannot reach the mainstream media. All the mainstream media has no congealed or coagulated into one. It's all controlled by the Illuminati and the Freemason. The plan that these people have is to control the whole world. One of these days, they have a long-term vision. They have been planning for the 1700s, 300 years. The Illuminatis and the Freemasons, they have a 200, 300-year plan ahead. So the person who begins the plan never actually sees the vision manifest. The second, third generation that come after, they're the ones that continue it. People like Obama, Hillary Clinton, and all these guys, people in Hubert Aberdeen and whatever, Soros and all these guys, they're all of the same clan. Don't forget Bush, George Bush Jr. and Senior, who died, George Bush, all the Bush's family, they're one worlders. Don't think it's a party like the plan of the Illuminati, Freemasons, and the One Worlders is not a party thing. It transcends party lines. So if you're there sticking to your party, you miss the whole point. They're in every party. They're in churches. Yeah, the One Worlders, Freemasons, One World Government people. They're all over the world. In every government you find them. In every country you find them. They have a worldwide syndicate, a worldwide network trying to destroy your country, America. Hillary Clinton was known as the woman who does not smile. I'm Jamaican. I used to hear about Hillary Clinton. When I was in Jamaica, she does not smile. Now, she learned that age. And all of a sudden, she got a weird smile. No, you ever know? Ha, 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 ha. It's a demonic smile. She's not a genuine person who can smile, a real human smile. So she got a demon. Hillary Clinton has a demon that puts on that weird laugh on her. You watch her eyes when she's speaking. She's possessed by a strong demonic spirit. Hillary Clinton is a witch, and she wants to get in the White House and is so upset that Trump, of all persons, what hurts her so much? Donald Trump was never a politician, never an aspiring politician. A businessman, a playboy, a moneymaker, billionaire, making money for years. He had no idea of what Washington was, how Washington runs, how the power broker's life was. He had no idea. He's never been in there. He's a businessman, a playboy, making money and enjoying life. That is the problem Hillary has. How could this boy come in and unseat me? I'm a seasoned politician. Hillary Clinton will never accept the fact that Trump genuinely won an election. Because she wanted to be heir of the American throne and rule America with an iron hand as Jezebel ruled over Ahab and Israel about 3,000 years ago. That's what's on Hillary's mind. And that's why the resistance is on. That's why they coined the term resistance. A resistance is a military term that is used to unseat a ruling power in your country that is there illegally. Yep. That's why they coined the term resistance, because they see themselves, they're far left, the Illuminatis,